Film noir is a cold genre, but it gets even colder whenever snow arrives on the screen. Snowfall tends to add to the alienation of the characters, the claustrophobia of the setting, and the intensity of the visual atmospherics. Whether the whole film takes place at Christmas time or during a blizzard, or maybe there's just a climax on a snowy mountainside, let's take a look at the 10 snowiest noirs from the classic era. Cornel Wilde's Storm Fear from 1955. Brothers and bank robbers take shelter from a blizzard in a small farmhouse where old rivalries and violent threats cause psychological chaos. Cornel Wilde plays the ringleader in need of a local to guide him and his fellow fugitives over the nearby mountain toward freedom. Michael Gordon's The Secret of Convict Lake from 1951. The second Western noir crossover on the list, up to no good escaped convicts descend on a small, snowy compound in the Sierra Nevada mountains, where a community of wives are waiting for their gold prospector husbands to return. Amidst plenty of trouble to come, Glenn Ford and Gene Tierney begin a doomed love affair.
Should be. Whoever gave you the right to sit in judgment? You're a murderer. You killed a man. Well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock's Spellbound from 1945. One of the most famous scenes in all of Hitchcock's work. Tracks in the snow trigger a murderous memory as Gregory Peck and Ingrid Bergman ski down a mountainside. The film is otherwise set in a Vermont sanitarium where Peck and Bergman play psychiatrists trying to get to the bottom of Peck's identity crisis. Frank Tuttle's Suspense from 1946. It's no surprise to find snow in a film about ice skating. And one of the key action sequences in Suspense takes place at a spectacular frozen pond where a gunshot triggers an avalanche while Belita is practicing her routine. Barry Sullivan plays a drifter who falls in love with the skater and, of course, becomes embroiled in crime and mystery. Louis Soslavsky's Stain in the Snow from 1954. Set in a small French-speaking town during World War II, the film traces the life of Frank Friedmeier from his childhood when his prostitute mother raised him in a brothel to his deliberate submergence into a life of violent crime. Carol Reed's Odd Man Out from 1947. In Reed's masterpiece, the injured fugitive Johnny McQueen, played by James Mason, drags himself often literally across Belfast to evade the police and reunite with his freedom-fighting gang. One of the most gorgeous climaxes in all of noir, the final scene captures the sheen of fresh snow and twinkling snowflakes to masterful aesthetic and emotional effect.
What you want with me? Go back to life and peace.
Francois Truffaut's Shoot the Piano Player from 1960. Mostly shot among Parisian bars and cafes, the film follows Charlie Kohler as he scrapes together a gritty living playing piano for cash. But after gangsters enter the story by way of his hapless brother, the action culminates in a deadly shootout at a snow-coated mountain cabin. André Detolf's Day of the Outlaw from 1959. This film is cold. The story, the characters, the tone, even the setting in a perfectly named town called Bitters, Wyoming. All of that projects a frigidity like no other Western does. A growling Robert Ryan, again, plays a grumpy cattle rancher who's forced to defend his town from a band of thieves and fugitives who arrive in the middle of one wintry night.
I'm gonna need me another horse.
Jacques Tourneur's Nightfall from 1956. With the first act set in the heart of Los Angeles, the film flashes back to a vacation in the snow-capped mountains of Moose, Wyoming, where Aldo Ray and his hunting companion encounter thieves on the run and end up literally holding the bag. When bad guy Brian Keith shows up to reclaim the loot, a deadly snowplow will have the final say.
I stopped and rested.
I just counted. You're unlucky, fella. You're not lucky at all.
Nicholas Ray's On Dangerous Ground from 1951. The minute bitter Robert Ryan enters the cozy, firelit cabin of Ida Lupino's character, we can feel the heat in more ways than one. When it turns out that Mary's mentally challenged brother may be responsible for a murder in the small farming town, Wilson finds himself torn between duty and compassion.
There's something funny here.
Yes?
We're looking for a...
Hello, ma'am. We were looking for someone. We think he came this way.
We're looking for a killer, and we know he came this way. Have you seen him? Have you heard anybody?
No.
Well, he had to come here. You must have seen him.
No, I haven't.
Yours is the only house around here, and we thought,
He'd be here? Well, he isn't here.
There you have them, the 10 snowiest noirs from the classic film noir cycle. Did they leave you cold? I hope they did, and I hope you go check them out as soon as you can. Thanks for watching.